Self-reflection can be defined as a temporary phenomenological experience in which self becomes an object to oneself. According to theorists like Mead and Vygotsky, self-reflection is a defining feature of humans and fundamental to the higher mental functions. We will explore 4 reflection theories here. Kolb and Fry, 1975, looked at the constituent parts of reflection and from these created a learning cycle framework. Kolb identified 4 parts of the learning cycle. To make Kolb's model more understandable, Pedler, Burgoyne, and Boydell, 2001, simplified the terminology. Kolb highlights an important point. Individuals tend to have a preference for carrying out one part of the learning cycle over the others. For example, theorizing in the abstract conceptualization or the so what in Pedler's model. In many cases, this is not problematic so long as a level of skill is maintained in the other areas. John Dewey is thought to be the founder of reflection as it relates to personal learning. Dewey highlighted that reflection in a learning context is not just a passive recall of an event. Reflection is a deliberate and active process. It's about thinking of learning, thinking to learn. In Dewey's words, it is an active, persistent, and careful consideration of any belief or supposed form of knowledge in the light of the grounds that support it and further conclusions to which it leads. That's Dewey, 1933. Dewey believed that reflection could be really useful for making sense of situations or events that we found puzzling or hard to explain. He suggested that reflection for learning should include recalling the event and then posing questions to explore why things turned out that way and what possible actions could have been given a different outcome, which possible actions could have given a different outcome. Since Dewey's initial work, a variety of models have been proposed to capture the components of reflection within learning. Schoen built on Dewey's work and linked reflection more solidly to professional development and professional practice. Schoen claimed that by using reflection, practitioners can make explicit hidden knowledge. This knowledge is the theory that underpins what practitioners do often by instinct. Further, this new understanding can help practitioners improve their practice and become increasingly expert at what they do. Schoen identified 2 types of reflection: reflection on action, which is undertaken retrospectively, and reflection in action, which is essentially thinking on your feet. He does propose that by repeatedly carrying out the process of reflection on action, it can help practitioners to build upon previous experiences and scenarios. This leads to the creation of an extensive repertoire of rehearsed interventions. When new or unexpected situations occur in practice, this repertoire enables the expert practitioner to respond rapidly and instinctively in an appropriate manner. Bowed challenges Schoen in Dewey's assertions who tend to ignore the effect of emotions when considering reflection. But Bowd and his team of researchers in 1985 asserted that for reflection to be a valid way of learning, the emotions that are associated with events must be taken into account. Hence, fear, panic, hesitation, calm, and elation can enable a person to recall associated events when they're in those states. His team also highlighted that emotions can influence the way in which individuals recall those events. Strong emotions may skew the way the events are interpreted or indeed what part of an event is concentrated upon during reflection. And by ignoring the impact of emotion, learning from reflection may be an incomplete process.